The final chapter of Dr. Stone is upon us. Dr. Stone, chapter 232. I got a lot to say. I have to say, I called it. I gotta say, I was completely surprised. I gotta say, wow, wasn't expecting that. So, the whole chapter begins with this epic full color panel montage that just brings me into like this mindset of like, wow, this is like a great celebration, this is a great achievement, and I can just tell like in the anime this is going to be something where people are going to be just montaging over and over and over again. And I say that because in the Netflix series anime Record of Ragnarok, when we have the greatest loser of all time, his whole story and his fight against Poseidon, I just find it so fascinating. I just keep on rewatching. I've seen that whole section of Record of Ragnarok so many times, and I'm feeling that here. I'm feeling that there's going to be this huge amount of, I should say, celebration, nostalgia, recognition of this whole journey back, and this the giving of the medals and of the high fives. One thing that I will say, though, is funny about this montage of the high fives is the Lever guy, or old guy Hayden, like, look at it, he's like, yep, high five, no high five for you, everybody else, no high five girls, maybe, but no high five for our old man. I'm pretty sure he gets a high five, but I guess they didn't really want to do like they didn't want to just draw that. I thought it was funny. It was like, wow, what's that mean? You just return back, you save humanity, no high five for me? What's up with that? But moving on, several years then passed, and we have our magic man here doing, I guess, something. I guess he's just talking to them. It doesn't really matter what he's saying. It's just to say, like, hey, he's like a celebrity now, maybe popular. All that I'm really remarking on is that he's actually wearing a suit, which he himself remarks on that it's not really his style. But I just get reminded of the good old days of when Boichi had his own series. Because Boichi, the artist of Dr. Stone, actually had his own series in the past called Sunken Rock. So when I see this, that's what I think. And I just think, I like it. Other things to note is that our good Taiju and his girl, they finally get married after several years. I'm not sure why they didn't do this years ago, but I guess they really wanted to do it now. Thematically, it makes sense, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, they get married. Other guys are doing stuff, picking up girls, shooting, going on adventures. The other thing that I will note is the female Senku, where we go over to see Senku, and we see Senku with lipstick and breasts popping out. Now, my first thought was, oh, how did Senku turn himself into a girl? How did he do this with the anti-gravity technology? It actually turns out it's just some other scientist that looks just like a female him from somewhere else. That's cool and all, but you know what's going to be done because of this. You know what people are going to be doing and creating now that there's a female Senku with breasts. Even my cat Skune is afraid of what's going to happen. But now on to the topic at hand, the thing that I said, I totally called it. I predicted this wild idea where I thought maybe the hive mind would say no to that. And that idea that I saw was so wacky, out of this world, that it had to be one of the two options, even though I felt like it's very stupid. And that is the creation of a time machine. Yes, they're making a time machine. They're going to make a time machine to go back into the past and do something, stop it before it happens, send a letter before it happens. They're going to do a time machine to go back in the past to do something. It's not very clear what they're going to be doing with the time machine, but they have one, and it's not ready. They've got to get it ready maybe over decades, over centuries, maybe millennia. They're going to do something there because they're going to figure out what to do with the time machine because there has to be some way to do gravity. And the panel that ends the series with Senku, it just makes me feel so happy. It says, so I say, get excited. The end. Man, Dr. Stone is a great series. Dr. Stone is one of the series that I was happy to keep reading. Mainly because, again, of my nostalgia for the artist series Sunken Rock. And I just want to remark on with Dr. Stone, we got a good ending. I remember reading Boichi's series Sunken Rock, and I wasn't a big fan of the ending. Some might say it was bittersweet. Some might say that it was bad. I was in the boat that I didn't like it. I don't care if it's bittersweet or bad. Maybe I need to relook at it. But my opinion was, I don't like this. This is an ending I can get behind. It's a happy ending. It ended happily and all good and all. And on this bright little, not even a very sweet ending like we're going to figure this out to change the past. I like all that. Dr. Stone is a fun ride. And again, I've been reading the manga. Haven't really been following the anime so much. But now that the series is over, might as well watch the anime. See what they're going to do, especially with that montage at the end. Let's see if he gives our good old man a high five. But anyway, guys, Dr. Stone, great series. Loved it. And guys, I hope you loved it too. All right, I'll see ya.